Hey, so I wanted to do a video. I got a special one. So this is what I'm going to call an obvious misgrade. And I'm literally just cleaning off the plastic as I say that because I'm seeing some lines on the plastic casing. Got a new coin and it's an undergrade and it's a nice coin. So this is a Chinese unicorn rated PF 69 UC by NGC. And in my opinion, this is approved 70. I've looked at it for quite some time and I have yet to see. I mean, it's a very, see the ley lines, but those are in the plastic. I was just looking at those. But looking at this, the actual feels of the coin, like that's a good angle. That's definitely the plastic. That's the shadow of the plastic. Those vertical lines are all on the plastic. But this thing is smooth. The only thing, maybe? No, that was dust. So that, I mean, that's a 70. That's flawless as far as I can see. Maybe here. No, dust. Maybe up here. No, there's dust again. That's a nice coin. I think this might be my favorite. Of at least of the Chinese coins. It's not going to take the place of some special Morgans I have. But of my Chinese coins, I think this might be my favorite Chinese coin. That's a beaut. I really like the unicorns. So today, work. I had a weird one. This is gonna sound like gibberish to most people, unless you're like me. But I had an IFC board, an integrated fan control, that was connected to a smart valve, which is a gas valve that controls a 24 volt hot surface igniter, controls pressure switches, and acts as a relay for the inducer motor. So initially, I get to the job, no heat, intermittent problems. We're the third company to look at this furnace. The guy spent over $2,000. Has been told by two separate companies to replace the furnace. So I get there, and this isn't the first time I've been in this situation, so I like it. I got no 120 volts coming from my IFC board going to my smart valve. I jump out the 120 volts to my inducer motor. Inducer motor runs. Okay, so we need to replace that IFC board. Have to drive 40 minutes to pick it up, 40 minutes back. Get the guy's permission to do that. Install the board, which I'm getting whacked over $250 for an IFC board. Not a smart valve. Smart valve is probably $800 right now, maybe more, if I can get one. But the IFC board, still $250. Normally $150, give or take. I mean, different boards have different prices, but I expect circuit boards to be anywhere from $80 to $150. $250 was a big, expensive board for nothing special. Nothing special. And I got a universal replacement. I didn't get an OEM board. So universal replacement, $250. I get back to the job, I install it. Not working. Okay, we got problems. Check my dip switches. Again, it's a universal board. They're all for the fan timer, no big deal. I have 120 volts now going to my smart valve. My smart valve isn't doing anything with it. So I go through I check all the pins on my smart valve, and the communication pin, which is supposed to signal and call for heat, is showing 17 volts to common. Everything else is showing 24 volts, but that's showing 17 volts. And that is sourced at my new IFC board. The new IFC board is sending that signal to the smart valve. So I called tech support and I'm like, what did I do wrong? What is up here? Why do I not have, I didn't know off the top of my head if that communication wire was supposed to see. There's no source for real fractional voltage below 24 volts in the system. So I'm like, where's the 17 volts coming from? You know, and the guy's like, we don't really measure voltage on that, but what we do is jump it out to R. And I'm like, well, okay, whatever. So I'm like, so it's safe to jump out to R. He's like, yeah, hook a wire right to that communication wire, or the data wire, they're calling it for the smart valve, right to R. That should simulate a call for heat. That should energize the relay, power up the motor, blah, blah, blah. If that doesn't do it, then you have a bad smart valve. Well, I energized it and it didn't do anything. So now I'm like, oh, okay. Why do I have 17 volts going to that? And now that I'm thinking about it, I should test that voltage with it disconnected from the smart valve, because if it works when it's disconnected from the smart valve, then that's probably conclusive that I got multiple issues. Problem is, the smart valve is new. That's one of the parts that the other company replaced. I'm going back there tomorrow. I'm going to figure this thing out. But it was a real melon scratch, because I was like, oh, I got this. And then it was, oh, we got multiple issues. Oh, the multiple issues are on parts that have been replaced in the past month. So why do I have smart valves failing time after time, or what's going on here? Again, I'm not the first one to touch this system, not the first company to touch the system, not the second company to touch the system. So I got the real potential for a mystery here that I'm kind of excited to crack open. Anyway, if there's any diagnostic experts out there that feel that you might have something to contribute to this little dilemma, feel free to let me know. If not, I'll update it tomorrow when I figure it out. But, I checked, the equipment's grounded. The only thing I didn't check is if it was grounded all the way back to the panel. But honestly, it shouldn't matter. I mean, if you're grounded to the frame of the furnace, or grounded, that's enough metal. But true earth ground, I didn't check in the panel. It wouldn't really explain that. I'm thinking I have a bad smart valve, and that's the reason why I'm getting that 17 volts on the communication wire. But it's a brand new smart valve. Just, it's a tough sell. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Later.